really important to get accurate as possible. And it's hard to do because it doesn't look like the person that you're drawing, right? But, you know, you measure them, you either use your, like a, you know, your thumb and forefinger to measure them or whatever. But, you know, make sure they relate to each other. This stage here in the drawing is probably the most important part, is right at the start. The rest of it is just, so just pause it there. This is called the basic values stage, where you see all I'm trying to do is trying to work out where the dark and the lights are. So obviously the eyes are normally a bit darker under the chin, top part of the lip, under the nose and all that. So you're just kind of blocking in the dark and finding where the light parts are, the shiny parts. So it's just very rough. Just working it out. And it's about this point here that I'm kind of happy, like with the look of it. So just crop it up a bit and then we start getting into the detail. Just cleaning up the construction lines. Normally do the eyes in a separate layer just because it's when you're shading you don't have to be too worried about being accurate around edges. So just cleaning up those lines. So what I'm doing there, even though the shading has only just started, I'm going back to the lines again just to kind of double check to make sure I got it right. Because if you fuck it up at this point, like there's nothing you can do to fix it later on. Well, you can, but it's a painful process and it's tearful. It's best to get it done, you know, fixed earlier than later, you know. So just going back over those lines. Now we're going back to the shading. And it's just all shading now. Shading's easy. It's like you can turn your brain off and not really pay much attention. And as it progresses, the brush gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and they get more and more sort of detailed where the shading is. So it's kind of increasing in resolution in a way. And just keep going over and building up in layers. Like, I think a big mistake a lot of people make is they try and get like the final product early. Like you see all the complex shading in a face, and they try and draw that from the start. Whereas I normally find the best thing to do is just layer it up over and over and over again on top of itself, and it sort of kind of builds itself in a way, you know. Like you can make a lot of mistakes with layering it up and get away with it. Whereas if you try and do the whole thing in one go, you know, brains aren't that accurate, you know. You're always going to make mistakes. Just blocking out to here. Normally I do hair at this point because the hairs, how people wear their hair changes the way their face looks, right? So if you draw somebody bald, obviously they look a lot bloody different. And I hate doing hair. It's like a personal hate of mine, and so I tend to put it off and put it off and put it off. But you have to do it to frame the face properly, so you can see if it looks like them or not, and you can kind of see where you made your mistakes as well. So you kind of at least get some of the hair done, and then go back to the face. Bald people are the best. I love them. I love them to death. And from now on, it's just detailing freckles, shiny bits, specular shine, creases, stuff like that. Here is the work of the devil, mate. Here it's just details, detail. Bit of tone balancing, so it's going light and dark, light and dark. It's just fiddling around with levels there. Somebody must ask me a question here. Probably the same question as you asked before. How do you draw figures? It's just the same deal. Doing the quick 2-minute sketches. And that's the finished product. But you start from there. Just from the lines. It's these survey lines are the I don't know if we got it from the start or not. I must have missed it. Normally, I'll come out of this. When drawing portraiture, find it. Well, we find this drawing, right? Let's fade it back a bit. When drawing portraiture, it's really, really important to get these survey points in. I normally try and work out exactly where this point is in the eyes, and this point is, and the distance between here and here is really, really important, and obviously the width of the eyes. And the next one is here at the bottom of the nose. And the next one is the middle of the lips, bottom of the lips, and find the corners. And sort of, once you get those points down, you're pretty much set, I think. Get the width of the nose. But the eyes, just these corners of the eyes, get them as accurate as you can, like, and keep going back and fixing it if you got to, and get it done early straight away. The rest of it kind of works itself out. Oh god. Hopefully I got enough history there to fix that. Do I? Not that one. Oh god, gonna have to fix it. I haven't saved it for a while, and if I reverted, I would have lost a fair bit from the other. Here we are. Nobody saw a thing. Don't need that one. I do it all the time. Yeah, shading's not difficult. It's pretty easy to learn, yeah.